What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I'm going to be previewing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Now, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice releases on the PS4, Xbox One, and on PC on March 22nd, 2019. So this is the next game from Software Studios, the makers of Dark Souls and Bloodborne, a studio that's pretty well known, I think, at this point. And their games obviously have a reputation to them of being very, very difficult, very, very hard, very challenging. You know, all words for these games are going to give you nightmares if you want to actually beat them, if you want to actually complete them, beat all the bosses, do all that stuff. These games are very, very difficult. Now, the difference between those games and Sekiro are actually quite a bit. This game is not in line with the most recent releases from Software. This is actually supposed to be a sequel to an older game that they had made back in the day, but it's a game that's centered more around an actual action-adventure-ish kind of game. It's a faster-paced game. It's a game that doesn't rely on the things that were relied on in Dark Souls and in Bloodborne. So when you're going to be playing this game, you're going to be playing it for different reasons than those two. Now, the question I have for this game, and I'm going to be interested to see when the game comes out, is how well is that all going to take shape? Okay, are people going to want to play this game with it being, I guess, generally easier than the last games that we know from Software? Okay, because, you know, people, again, when they see that name or they hear that this game is going to be from the makers of Bloodborne, okay, and from Dark Souls. Now, Bloodborne was not as hard as Dark Souls, and maybe that was even getting them in the direction to make a game like this, because Bloodborne, very, very challenging, okay, very difficult, but faster, okay, it was a different style of a game. It wasn't the way we experience the games like Dark Souls, okay, they really took it off in a different direction, but it kind of had the core of what the studio is known for. The question is how much of that is going to come through in this game, okay, because it's, again, very, very different. The multiplayer aspect, the whole online mechanic is gone. Bonfires, obviously, that we have known from all of their past games are gone. Okay, there's no character creation. There's really very little customization in general, and, you know, leveling up, things like that. So this game is more or less supposed to be a game for a different audience, I'd say, than what you would expect from Dark Souls and Bloodborne. And again, are people who have bought those games going to jump into this game and say, you know what, this game isn't for me, it's too easy, you know, and even if it's not, but, you know, that could be an excuse. Is it too easy? Is it just not for me? You know, does this feel too different than those games? They're taking a risk, I'd say, for sure, in making a game that's so different in this game. Now, at the same time, and I sound like I've been bashing it this whole time, I want to just quickly say I'm a big fan of this game. I've seen a lot of gameplay of this game. I'm excited to see this game. Now, I'm not going to be buying it day one. This is a game that I'm very, very interested in getting, and in a couple months' time, you know, if it goes on sale, if it's a reduced rate, I will be buying the game. We're actually, I believe, going to be giving the game away for free on our channel the day the game releases. So, you know, we're going to have stuff on it. I'm not bashing the game at all. I'm a big fan of From Software. I respect those guys. I think they do a fantastic job. So when it comes to this game, you know, I'm eager to see what it's going to be. I want to see if the game comes out and it's like, you know what, this is all the stuff we love from Dark Souls and Bloodborne, but it's taken at a different angle, right? It's a little bit different of a game, and it feels different. The atmosphere, obviously the setting of it's different. Obviously it has a more, I think, impact on the story. They're actually trying to tell a deeper, bigger, even kind of more in-your-face story than they have in the past. So, you know, all those things, you buy this game and you're like, well, you know what, maybe this isn't the hard, challenging, you know, grind fest that we're used to with Dark Souls and Bloodborne, but it's different and it's fun and it's still a little challenging, and they're trying all these different mechanics. You know, you can't expect the game developer to just make the same game over and over again. So I kind of applaud them for going in a different kind of direction, but they've made it very clear that this game is not those kind of games. This game is very, very different. It's kind of old school From Software, and so we'll have to see how the game actually does. Coming out, and I talked about this in the Division 2's preview, coming out in a crowded area. You know, the end of March, and really March in general, has got Devil May Cry. It's got Yoshi. It's got a Yoshi game for the Nintendo Switch at the end of the month. You know, it's got the Division 2, and it's got this. So, and these games are not broken up very well. You know, they come out kind of one week right after another. They're all for different audiences, 100%. Okay, all these games are made for different people, but at the same time, and like I said, basically verbatim in the last video that I made for the Division 2's preview, you know, you only have so much money. So a game like this isn't the most, you know, I don't think it really grabs the most amount of people. I think a game like the Division, with how, you know, how much it's sold, and it's sold quite a bit, that game is going to sell a lot. You know, you got Devil May Cry, a very, very established, you know, game. Okay, and that's not not to say that this game isn't going to sell well. Dark Souls and Bloodborne sell phenomenal, okay? They sell a lot of copies, so I expect this game to sell millions and millions of copies. The question is, how many millions? Okay, is it going to sell 2? Is it going to sell 5? We'll have to see, but, you know, how far-reaching can this game be? How different amounts of people can actually get this game? Are people going to get it that have played past From Software games? Are they going to like it? Are people that have never played a From Software game because they're too afraid of the difficulty, which is a valid reason to not buy a game like that, because you're not going to buy a game and then just get crushed by it and not be able to make it past the first hour and like it. You know, that's not going to happen. So are those people going to buy this game and be pleasantly surprised that they can actually play it and it's a little different and maybe it's a little challenging, but overall it's a lot of fun? These are all questions that the game is going to have to answer when it comes out, and I'm very excited to see how it does when it releases. So guys, let me know in the comments below. Are you guys excited for this game? What are you expecting from it? Let me know all those things in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel Podcast Now and hit that bell icon so you guys are notified when all our videos go up. These previews on games and movies, we do them on both, go up every single week. So thank you guys as always for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.